Today we begin. Right, guys, welcome back to City Skylines. Again, we're back on Whitford Peak, and again, we believe things are actually working, and they're actually resolved, and they're actually fixed now. So, after the previous playthrough, I decided it'd be interesting, for one time, to actually change up and do things differently. You can see there's some good kind of roads in and out of the areas here. I feel like I always forget that in Skylines you can't just like look all over the place like you can with Zeus. You actually have, you're kind of like, I'm like, I want to look up. It's really actually annoying because it's like I want to do like that, but I want to do that at a higher altitude. I want to do that kind of looking, but here, but I can't. I've got to come down, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, so this is Whitford Peak. This is a map that I have made over many hours, and now we're going to be building across this map with the help of all of you. So you guys are going to assist me as usual in communicating ideas and thinking about how we're going to do stuff in this map. But, excuse me, there's going to be a couple of changes with the way we do this map. Number one, unlike previous playthroughs, we have everything basically unlocked. This is because I want to be able to build what I want at when I want from the beginning, because I don't like it that you're constrained in some of the plays. We've done enough default builds at this stage. You know, I've been playing this game since it came out. We've done enough default builds. I want to try something a little different. So I want to build the city. I want to build the community. I want to build the landscape how I want to build it. That also means that we have got basically all grid squares we can basically purchase. Okay. So we can go through and we can buy. They're not obviously just unlocked, but we can purchase them should we wish to from the word go. So we've got all of the grid squares unlocked and everything. So that will help us out. But that's basically it. I've got my mod sets running. Is this map on Steam? No, it's not on Steam yet because I always do my first map playthrough. That's why it was going to be out like this last weekend, and then I was just like, no, do you know what, I'm going to wait. So basically this map, I'll post this after the first playthrough today. I'll need to, as usual, I usually record like an intro video to put on my Looting Gaming channel, and that's where that will be. And then basically, yeah, it'll be available. So probably tomorrow. This map will be available, but then again, I said that on the weekend. I'm also using the US Roads United US theme because I like the US roads. Now, the other thing for this map, if we go to, I don't know if it's available from the start. Yeah, it is. So if we go to like mineral availability, you can see that natural resources right here. You can see that there's a lot of minerals in the mountains. There's a lot of minerals. There's some farming arable area here, some fertile land down in the sort of plains and so on, but not too much, right? And most of it, see, it always annoys the hell out of me that you can't do it. Actually, I forgot that when you're in free cam mode, you can actually look around. Okay, so I lied a minute ago when I said you couldn't look up like that. I forgot that that's just when you're like in game mode. So look, this is Whitford Peak. Okay, this is Whitford Peak. This is the whole map. It's been, I haven't played this game for a couple of weeks now because of travel and all sorts of stuff. What's this? Terrible Donuts. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I see. Valenio says in the stream chat, what did he miss? And you said terrible donuts. Okay, fine. So basically, this is the map. You can see all around here. We can't obviously build in the entire map. We could if we had a certain mod, but we don't. I've got some lakes going on here, some lakes through the area. There's some rivers coming down the waterfall right here. So we're gonna get some interesting little communities sort of happening through here. One of the core things that I wanted to focus on with this map as well was I really wanted to try and use rail as much as possible. So I wanted to use like passenger rail, and I didn't want to have like just roads everywhere. However, on the other thing that I want to do is I don't want to build like it. This might be challenging because we've got realistic population models still on, so it might be very challenging to make like an actually functional community in the early stages. Because what I want to do is instead of build like a giant city, which may happen in some area, but what I want to try and do is smaller towns. So more kind of like suited to what you might actually see in an area like this. If there's any city, it's probably going to be down here. I think if there's any city, it will be this area, right? This area. Kind of like Vancouver or something like that, you know? So like Vancouver, it's like a city right on the shore, and then you have sort of mountains behind it, right? So something along those lines is what I might go for. You should make a small urban area to support your growth. Yeah, well, like I say, I'm thinking that that's where this will happen. So I'm thinking we start off with like a little town here. Now, bear in mind that we can extend, of course, wherever we want to. Now, the only thing that I do have turned on, of course, is, you know, like the actual money. Okay, so I'm not using like unlimited money like some creative guys do on YouTube, where they just do like creative builds and they basically have infinite money and they just build whatever they want wherever they want it. We're still going to be dependent on how we build our town, how successful the town is, how well we manage our industry and the people and this kind of stuff. So that's where we're coming from. So that's my overview. That's my outline for this playthrough. For some reason my voice is very dry today, so I'm sorry. It's probably because I haven't been talking a lot today. Right, so let's just get started. So as I say, what I'm hoping is rail will play a big part in this. I'm also hoping that we'll be able to get some like little mountain towns and things like this going on, you know. So Skylines hates me when I try to make separate towns. They always die off in favour of urban sprawl. Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to play it by ear. We started off with my standard roundabout because I always think that's a really good way to kind of introduce, you know, traffic to an area. I think that having a pre-built roundabout on any map is really beneficial because it makes it easy to connect what you need to connect, and it starts off really well. Now, the only issue is, how do I position the first town? Because it's like, do we have like a little town? I think what we could do is have like a little town in sort of this area, like this sort of oval area here. Not too close to the shore. We can have some roads which go down there, but it's like a little back from the shore, you know? The other thing we need to think about long term is sort of how we might have roads and where they might need to go. That's always the trouble, because I don't want this to look like a sprawling mess, and whenever you start out you do need to plan how you're going to do it. So I'm a little bit like, I don't know. This requires a little thought in the kind of early stage, because if you just start throwing roads down, that's where it gets a disaster. You know, do we adapt this where we... I think I had originally said even like, you know, oh, we should have a road which goes all the way along here. I mean, if we're going to have a city down here, then really we could have a road system which kind of goes all the way along the lower level. So we could end up having like a kind of interesting road junction right here. I actually said when we were building this in the creative mode that I was going to potentially put that in there, and then I said I didn't want to do that because I didn't like the idea that you would sort of impose that big of a decision on the map in, you know, so it's kind of like if it's creative, or if people are, you know, so if people are downloading this map playing it themselves, I don't want to dictate, hey, you have to have a massive junction right here. You know, people might want to delete this out and change it up, so I didn't want to put such a kind of strong decision in there. Colonel Bodo on the stream says, hello to visited London last week for the first time, wondering in which area you used to live. So I used to live in like kind of South London, around like sort of Dulwich and Crystal Palace area. When you start throwing roads down, that's when you get a disaster. I wish I'd learned this sooner. Yeah, well, you know, it is, because once you put roads down, then you start having a community built around it, then you're like committed to it. So you kind of need to pre-think a little bit about what you're going to do. And I think that probably what I would do is create some kind of like secondary junction which would have come off here and run down there, like or even maybe move this road back a little. Yeah. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do... I'm thinking what Okay, I think I'm going to leave it, but I think that in the future what I'm going to have to do is move that back. I'm just wondering, like, I've got 700 grand. So... yeah, look, let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to start out by buying this other section of land here, okay? I'm not going to buy all of them until we've got a bit of a beginning, but I'm going to buy that area. I'm now going to build another roundabout, but further back. I'm not going to build a big junction yet. We can do that later. So about here. Yeah, perfect. I wish I could kind of like just select and copy that, and I don't know. Yeah. Because remember all the... Actually, do you remember the palaver we had in the editor trying to build this? No, I'm just bloody deleting it. Ah, nightmare. Okay. Right, so let's just build a highway, because I think that's what this is still. Right, I'm going to have to do the old little trickaroo. So this is basically... I'm just going to slightly cheat on this to try and get a bit of a circle going on. This is by far not perfect, but whatever. Those of you who know my kind of road building ability is always a bit hit and miss, so It's all good. It's all good. What are you going to call your kitten? Okay, people in the chat are going to have to help me out with this because I feel like this is going to be an ongoing question. Right, that's not bad. In fact, that's actually pretty damn good for my standard road building. Why is both these roads saying they're going, or not telling me which way they go? I'm just going to assume that it's like this, because it should be like this. Nope. I think it's this needs to be going the other way. Yep. Okay, right, then we just got to go like this. Actually, it would be more beneficial even if... I just want a slightly longer lead in. Yeah, like that. Yep, perfect. So we want to start basically just about there, and we want to do that. Perfecto. Okay, that actually looks really good. Right, now let's just remove the central sections. Yep. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, very happy with that. So that's a good beginning. So now, the reason I've done that... have you got the road direction mod? If not, it's very handy. Oh, is that where it basically shows you one way? Oh, do you know what? That may be one that I did not re-enable. I thought I enabled almost all of them, but I think I did not turn that one. Oh, yeah. No, I do have it. There we are. Yeah, see, it's turned on. So that shows you, basically you can toggle that. It shows you which way a one-way road is going. Anyway, you're turning me on with these sexy roads. It's actually working quite good for me for roads. So the reason that I've put that there is because what we want to see is later, I want to be able to easily, in an initial stage, use this roundabout to connect off this way and run roads out here, connect roads off this way, going out here, so that we can kind of have like just a single highway hub, which kind of runs really easily around there, okay? Do I have move it? Yep, I certainly do. We have that enabled. Right, I'm going to make a save at this point so that I don't screw it up. Okay. Right, we've barely even begun. So, ooh, bit of save lag. Don't screw me over yet, game. I have checked as well, and as you see, we do have national roads enabled this time, which is really positive after the nightmare we had the other day. Okay, so now we can pretty much just get stuck into let's building our town. So, it's been such a while since I've built a town. It's kind of a little tricky to remember even. So we're going to start off with just very, very basic. Okay, so we're going to have... You always want like a high street, and I think I could have like a bit of a national road heading this way or something. Let's think. So if we're going to have like another highway, see, we can have like come around and then a highway off there. So you almost want like the highway off there, sort of like this. I tell you what I might do is I might put in place like a kind of a placeholder for the highway, you know, sort of like a, hey, there's going to be a highway here, almost like kind of like a rough. Do you know what I mean? Like a rough sort of like they're working on it. We could even actually put some roadworks and stuff down here. My plan as well with this build, guys, is to sort of make it so that it's like a little bit. I'm not going like full prop mode, like where we you know finick over like every little detail. But I'm definitely going down. Oh yeah, this is going to go like that. Yeah, there we go. But I definitely want to get some kind of more prop elements in there. Okay, so look, that's my vague placeholder for the highway. Okay, so the idea will be that if they're going in that direction, they just come in around the roundabout off that way. If they're coming back this way, they just come in straight on here, and they'll be like off in that direction. So that's kind of a nice. So that's good because that means that again, if I'm thinking about like what's going to go there, I think we should actually start doing that in the future as well. Like if I decide well ahead of time, like, oh, I'm going to go this way, or I'm going to put some roads in this style, then that's what we do. I put like placeholders down, and we could even have like some diggers and, you know, maybe a bit of like roadworks sort of going on around it, so that it looks like, you know, they're constructing on that. Similarly, you know, we could even really have that going off in this direction as well. But they need to add in double level roadways. Yeah. Well, that was actually one thing I was really surprised about in my trip to the US. I was actually quite surprised by just how much roads get stacked in the US. It's like, it doesn't happen here. Like in the UK, they really don't do that very much. So this is going to be my other one, I think. Like this. So again, if we want to go that way, or we're coming back in. I'm trying to create an adequate spacing as well. So this will also help me decide like kind of how and where I want roads to come off on. Now that kind of does make it a little bit tricky in terms of how do we, like if that's going to be the, see I'm planning ahead here more than I have probably ever planned ahead before. Yeah, there is a way to make stacked roads in the game. Yeah, with mods, yeah, it's true. They could really do with like a, they could really do within this game having like a dirt road blueprint which costs nothing, you know? You can just lay it down and it's just like a placeholder. But that's basically what we've done here. I mean, these really do cost nothing anyway. Now, my other thing is to get to the town, and I'm just thinking about this, do we actually bypass fully? You're in Texas after all. Yeah, exactly. It's true. I mean, in Austin, there were like big road stacks, and I was just like, wow, you know. It's just like you don't get that kind of huge amount of highway and stuff like the way in the UK in the same way. You don't get it. What I'm thinking is, do we kind of, instead of having the town itself come off this roundabout specifically, maybe this roundabout almost stays as like a highway roundabout, and that we actually don't loot and grow a beard. Beards are really annoying. Like, I can grow a beard easily if I want, but I don't want to. I've shown you guys pictures. My brother's got like a full-on beard, but like, well, actually he doesn't right now. It's kind of subdued. He used to have like a mountain man beard, you know. But what does double level roads? Oh, what mod does double level roads? It's the kind of like stacking one, but also you can just use, anarchy basically. You could pull a national road in between the double ways coming to a roundabout. When you say between. Oh god, we're back to Rubik's Cube! Oh no! Use your main finger. It's like the left road and you turn it back around. What do you mean by in between the double ways coming to roundabout? What does that mean? Does that mean you want me to put a national road like right here? This is episode 1. We're only like 20 minutes in and we're already into this. Or do you mean like, basically what I was thinking was have like an off-ramp here which goes underground and then goes to its own like small roundabout, or above ground off-ramp which just goes over these two roads, comes down to its own totally separate small mini roundabout, okay, and then in the same way comes back onto it or something like that. I suppose though it would almost be better if it did come off like actually on the roundabout, so that, because if you do it here then the only way traffic is going to get there, like if this becomes like a multi-use, if the only way you can get off to the town is on the roundabout, then you really, also I think it's beneficial sometimes to actually have them connect in the middle rather than off the other side. Do an underground roundabout. Oh god. We could create like another mini roundabout like inside the other roundabout, and then you have to connect to that roundabout like almost like a spiral coming off of it. We need some Rubik's Cube theme music, Luton. What even is Rubik's Cube theme music? Do you see what I'm saying though? We could have a second suspended roundabout, like inside the other one, like, yeah, and then so. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, that's so exciting. I'm always tempted to do it. I've got like the evil, what is it? The finger pyramid of evil contemplation. I'm just like, I could create a roundabout inside a roundabout. Yeah, it's the roundaboutening. Roundaboutception. Roundception. Have it raised. There's a building. I need to hire a building firm. Can anyone think of a building company that would take on such a prospect? Luton, you're 20 minutes in and already taking about Luton Spaghetti Road Network. Is there a building company that could handle such a job? What job? What building company, guys, could take on a job like this? There must be someone we could hire. Who could it be? I'm waiting for... have I got the 666 sound? No. No, that's supposed to be my evil laughter, isn't it? Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure about that one. I still need to get that going on. I'm actually trying to find my graphic. Miscellaneous. Ah, yes, here it is. Yes, it's no. The company that could take on a job such as this is Luton's Traffic Solutions. Do you not remember? I'll find the graphic. I'll try to remember to link it in the YouTube as well. Or people spam me in the chat, like in YouTube, if I didn't link it. I'll see if I can just find it. I'm sure if I just Google it. Because I posted it on Twitter, but I took it off a pinned mark. I'm sure if I like... Oh, no. Maybe it'll be my Twitter media, because it wasn't that far along. I have to find this now. I've committed to finding it. It wasn't that far back in like my linked images, so I can probably just scroll back through and find it. Actually, it probably is further than I think. Whenever I go like, oh, it wasn't that far back in my images, I forget that I post like a lot of images to Twitter. So it's probably like 3 months ago, and I'm going to be like here scrolling down through the feed for like ages and ages and ages. No, it really wasn't that long ago. Actually, according to this image, it was March, so that's actually not that long ago at all. Oh god. It's kind of like, I should do a video like periodically where I just scroll down through my Twitter media and just remember stuff, because like there's some really bad stuff in there. Okay, let me have a look. Where is Luton Traffic Solutions? Oh yeah, there was that bloody Chinese road, right? Where they built like a tram through a residential building. And I was like, hashtag Luton Traffic Solutions. Where is this? Ah, found it. Told you it wasn't very far back. We provide disproportionately expensive but elegant roundabouts, it's like that's sarcastic, junctions and tunnels to partly resolve all of your crippling traffic issues. There you go, guys. There you go, chat. Right, okay, so Luton Traffic Solutions will take on this job. We can handle it. Luton Traffic Solutions motto, if you can think of it, we can build it. So, roundabout. Inside a roundabout. Okay, so we're going to have to go, let's go 3-lane one way inside the roundabout. Inside my not quite perfect circle. Now it's going to have to be quite tight, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to connect other roads to it. I'm also going to try build it freehand, which seems like a trouble coupled with a burden. Oh god! It's all happening again. The horror. It's happening. Oh, I didn't raise it up. Donut later. After all that. It's all happening again. How should we go? Go 12 meters. 14. That's awesome, LT. Yes, LT Traffic Solutions. And then there's like illustrations of my work, like really, really bad junctions. Do you know what's really funny? Okay, so like when people are watching me play this on Twitch, like you guys right now, you all get my humor and that this is not that serious and that we're just having some fun. But people on YouTube comments like to be like serious, or they at very least like to be so serious that they're condescending enough to be like, oh, you've done that really badly. You suck at everything in your life. And you're like, all right, man, calm down. We're just playing some games. And it's just like, so yeah, when we're on the stream and we're building stuff like this and we're having a laugh, but then you should see sometimes YouTube comments, people are like really angry. And they're just like, you're terrible. You're the worst person I've ever seen at building roads. And it's just like, I know, that's the fun of it. Right, this is bad. I'm going to have to fix this up with Move It. You would think, wouldn't you, that I could just use the markers like this to actually connect it up, but no. It's actually not that bad, but... Right, so we're just going to try and ever so slightly tweak this a bit to try and make it work a little better. Remember last time me literally ranting about how this should be much easier than it is. Why won't you be right? Not... Okay, is that passable? Is that passable? That bit's not... It's like you step away from it and come back. It's like, no. No! YouTube comments are less than Twitch chat. Yeah, 100%. But that's because Twitch chat has people permanently moderating it, whereas YouTube is literally like Wild Wild West. And also because YouTube literally doesn't seem to give a solid clue about, like, I was going to say something else then, about the quality of their comments and their chat. I mean, literally, if you want to get brain cancer, the best thing to do is just stay reading YouTube comments. I swear to God that, like, I think YouTubers who make clickbait videos in hell have to literally just spend all their time reading their own YouTube comments. I think that's their punishment. And that's just reminded me, there's a really great graphic, and it's called, like, I think it's called, like, Circles of World of Warcraft Hell or something. And it's basically like Dante's Circles of Hell. Like, it's like in an illustration, and it's like all stuff to do with World of Warcraft, like going all the way down. It's very funny if you like World of Warcraft like me. And I was thinking, damn, it would be awesome if someone made like a Circles of YouTube Hell, where it's just like literally all YouTube stuff, like in the Circles of Hell all the way down. I have decided that I should take that project on. I need to do that. I've been thinking about it for ages, so I'm going to try and illustrate that up because I think it would be awesome. Oh, the punishments that I would devise. Luton, we can call it a polar roundabout. Yes, it's very good. Luton, but the middle circle in the ground, not underground, but a hole in the middle. How is that going to... But then how are you going to get the roads out? No. Will that inner roundabout connect to the outer one? If so, it may be a bit high, or is it outside connections? Well, we can adjust the height if need be. I think you're right, it could potentially be a bit high. Trouble is, it's got to be high enough that the lorries and stuff like that can actually go over it, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to build the road that goes to the town. Okay, so that's going to come off here. We're going to have a small 4-lane road, okay? So we have a small 4-lane road, and I'm just going to use straight for this. So we're just going to build this over and try and make sure we do this correct. So yeah, we just want to build it straight over like this. This could actually be one of my most elegant road solutions. Okay, build it over like this, and then we're just going to come down to the ground. So easy. Don't right click. Make sure we're straight on as well. Okay, case closed. It's always like weird when... Anyway, okay, so that's the connection coming up to the road. Now, the only thing we've got to do now is figure out, what's this? Liam, what mod is that you use to alter the road like it's a liquid? That's move it. Move it. Maybe try this and connect it to an elevated roundabout. Okay, I've been linked an image. Let's see what this is. That looks seriously like a very rude surgery graphic right there, but nonetheless. Oh yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, that could actually work quite nicely. Although it semi eliminates the need for it to be a roundabout then. That's the only trouble. I also think that, like, realistically, I'm not sure that's actually how, because if you would be on the inside here, so you'd actually have to kind of, so that's actually, you'd have to be in the fast lane to come off. I think it also somewhat, like, basically, if we were going to do that, we could actually do away with the roundabout. So the idea is that the roundabout might serve other uses as well. Litty Traffic Solutions will build it and then let you fix it as well. Yeah, exactly. It looks like a cake. Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe it does. Okay, let's see if we can't. Trying to remember if I got snapping turned off. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out, do we connect from this? The other thing to remember is, will it create queuing? That's the other thing to remember, because you could potentially have queuing happening. I think what I want is... So I think what I want to create is a 3-lane highway connection. Actually, what do we put in here? This is just like a 3-lane road, isn't it? So I'm going to use again 3-lane one-way road. Bear with me on this, right? So what I'm gonna do, because this is US roads, I hope it's US roads. Yeah, it must be. So the slow lane is on the outside, not the inside, like with a British road. So you want to be coming off on the right, and you also want to be joining in on the right. Okay. So what we can do is we could have like a road which comes out like that. Yeah, that goes basically straight on across. You can see that's going to work fine, right? So let's do that. Okay. And then you can do the same going the other way. Okay, so we have like that. And then these junction elements can just come straight down. I know I've got to reverse this, don't worry. That could work. Okay, now the only thing is obviously, and then that, you see, if we do have any queuing coming in on this element, etc., it will enable it to be smoother. Right, so let's now have our 2-lane road. So we're going to have a 2-lane highway come off to connect up to this one. Now again, what I'm going to have to do here is have it, I want to start this off a little way back. I'll come back like this. That would be hell if you missed your turn. It very much would, yes. So as usual, I want to do like that. And then we want to have a nice lead up. Now again, unlike the stupid, what we really want to do is try and, I need to actually remember some of the connections on this. I think this is like forces ground to follow elevation of the road. Yeah, so I think we want that. Makes the road go from straight to being following. Okay. So basically what I want to do is, so what's that? 14. Yeah, so that height is 14. Let's try this. This is always my issue. Now we can fix this and move it, but that actually doesn't look too bad, apart from right there where it looks terrible. What I could do is let's just try and build that bit normally. It's got like a weird, what's going on with that? What's up with that weird connection right there? Look at that. What's up with that? It's very strange. I really don't. It could be to do with the. It could be to do with the 2-lane highway. Obviously, I'm not a big fan either of how. Let's just. Okay, let's just delete that. Let's take that out, and then we'll connect this up. Just like. Oh look, yeah, it's definitely something to do with the 2-lane highway or whatever. And then what I want to do is create like sort of embankment like this. Yeah, that 2-lane does not like connecting there. You know, I think I'm going to take this out. I think I'm just going to have a single lane connection. And I probably should have just done an upgrade on it like that. Okay, let's just take this. We're just going to use this. Okay, and then we will raise this up. So, like... Okay, and then we can also raise this one down a little bit. Just 2, 3, 4. Any trouble you have with some of these is kind of like you wish it would raise, you know, like I want actually some of that to raise a little differently. We've had this issue before with some of these raising parts. It's like it's never quite how you want it to be. Like this one right here, I wish that would just kind of be a little lower down. It's not bad though, it's not bad, you know. Okay, so that's not bad, that's not bad. So that kind of leads us into a nice like roundabout right there. It's quite a cool junction to start off with though. We've got that strange thing happening with the road again where it's kind of like doing that little section right there, and the same with this. Oh, you know what that'll be? You know what that'll be? It'll be the new Roads United thing. That's what that'll be. It's either the colour of the map or it's like the Roads United. Just say it's an expansion gap, yeah. Did you save, LT? No, thank you very much for that. Oh, with that could be an emote. What do you think about that for an emote, guys? Save. Save could be an emote. It's not guaranteed. I'm just going to write it down as a maybe. Because I'm often that almost applies to all games that I play that I forget to save all the time. So that could definitely be a thing. Right. Okay. Now, so let's see here. Oh yeah, I was just noticing that this is fucked up. So always a problem. This is. So we're trying to get it so that this is going to be a ball ache, isn't it? Ah, there we go. There we go. Oh, and of course, so now me moving that road also buggers up everything else. Actually curve this road. Yeah, actually works quite well curved. Still not liking that sort of... I don't like how it kind of comes down and then it goes up and, you know, it's like a little bouncy on that bit, but... I think it's passable for now anyway. Can make it a bit smarter. I think it's gonna look quite cool though, actually. I think it's gonna work quite good. It's definitely like the longest we've taken to actually set up a town. Right, now we've just got to do it the other way around. Usually the easiest thing to do is, it'd be really cool if you could build like, if there was a mod which let you build in like a mirrored mode, so that everything you did on one side was just automatically replicated on the other. That would be really good. Lynn, how much longer till map is released? Yeah, I will try and do it tomorrow. It's just time. Time is the fire in which we burn. Right, I mean, ultimately, this has just got to come down here, isn't it? So I think we're just kind of coming, like, look. We just need to get the junction coming off about there. Connect that up there. And then we're just going to fiddle around with this bit. So this wants to come to about there. This wants to raise up. To about the same height, which they almost are. Now that's an issue. They want to be more sort of equidistant. And then this, yeah, also wants to come back a little bit. And they're pretty good. Stop spazzing out. Right, there we go. There we go. It'd be so easy to have a mirror build mode. Yeah, it would. It'd be really, really good. Now look, why is that? Did I lower that one down a little bit? I think I did. But also that pillar needs to be like right there, so it's in line with that one. This, I must have lowered this one down. Must have. How OCD do we want to be about this, guys? How much do we want to get going on? Right, this needs to curve a bit as well. This wants to come back a bit. About that. It's going to want to curve up a little bit. That's going to want to move across a bit. It's not far off. It's not far off. That now needs to come back, hilariously, after all that. Just come back to about that. Can we get away with that? I think that's pretty damn good. Not, I mean, that could move like a millimetre this way. C, D, O. Yeah, exactly right. Oh, the pillar's not in the right place. That's weird. Like, from this side it looks correct, but from this side it doesn't. What the hell? I think... Oh, I see what's happening here. It's just because my... Okay, hold up. No, I think they're in the right place. So basically we want to be looking at it like that. Yeah, it wants to come back like a fraction. People are going to be like, for God's sake, like I moved it literally like a millimetre. Oh no, this needs to go back the other way. For the next 20 minutes, it's me just going like... Okay. Right, done. Are we happy with that? I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? I'm happy with that. Okay, let's make sure that the road's going the right way. And that one is not. Actually, neither of those are. Case closed. Okay, my Supreme Roundabout is functional now. It is all good. We're good to go. Oh, for a second I thought I'd glitched that road there, but no. Okay, now I'm going to save. Now the only thing we might do here... The only thing we might do is... What's this? Welcome to the first episode of our new Skylines map, where I build a circle, 2 circles, and 2 straight lines. It is, because we've only actually got 15 minutes left. First time on Twitch, usually watching respectively on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so, look, you don't diminish the achievement, all right? Because we've actually built quite an awesome junction. And also, like I said, it is important to build, you know, you're thinking ahead before we begin. This is important. We've only spent, like, I don't know, 20 grand. That's actually quite good for this size of a junction. It costs more than that in real life. Name our first episode, Double Roundabout. No, it'll be Roundaboutception or something. Okay. The roundaboutening. I was going to just say, do I need to tweak that, this sort of road edge here, but I'm not entirely sure if I do. Not entirely sure if I do. For one, I don't know if it'll bloody let me. It will on this side, but not on the internal side. Ooh. Yeah, it's not going to let me go for it over here. But we could put some rocks and boulders around later. I think actually it's just about good enough, really. Because more trees and stuff down. Actually, if we're going to go, no, like if we're going to, rather than sort of get to actually starting the town proper, if we're going to go for like, hey, let's do, you know, props and builds. Let's do props and builds. You know, let's go in there. Let's get these single things going on. So we'll put some trees in that are of the style. So we've got like some Scots pine trees and stuff. It's doing, this is a random rotation. That's why the tree's like spinning all over the place. When let's have a look what else we got here. We can always get some like little grasses and things as well going on down. You get like savanna grass, but it actually looks quite good. Sort of, that's the random rotation. It always looks a bit spinny, but once you've actually put it down, it's fine. So look, if we're gonna have, so I think this is how we're gonna. Or the other thing that I'd suggested in the past was that basically we do builds where, and we've got. Don't forget we've got like the prop line tool as well, so I can have that going on all the way down through. So we can always do that if we wish. So we can have like this, and then put like a row of trees like going down through the middle here. Actually have like a row of trees also coming up the side of the road. Get some of that going on. Yeah, so basically I thought about doing episodes where it's all about just the decor and the design and stuff, but I think I'll do it a little bit as I go along. Right, so we could do with also, yeah, some rocks and grass and little bits and pieces. Because we have stuff like shady tree, but see, I'm not entirely sure that looks right in the context of, you know, the style that we've got going on here, the kind of evergreen thing going on. But then also you have trees like these, where they're just too big. They're definitely, you know, wouldn't have them that small on this kind of side area. We've got little bushes. Some nice little bushes. I think we could get away with some little bushes sort of dotted around. Again, we don't want them to look too sort of commonplace. They want to look a little bit sporadic, you know. It's actually quite hard to make stuff look random. It's one of those things where you learn that in kind of design and stuff. Like trying to make things look random is actually really challenging. Okay, I got the classic tall grass. I'm actually not entirely sure whether I like the random grass rotation thing going on. JB Fiscal survived for 15 months in a row. Guys, give JB a big love in the chat for 15 in a row. Thank you very much for that, JB. Currently sitting at 209 on the subs, guys. I'm hoping that if we can, if I can start to stream a little bit more regularly now as well, that we will start to make a bit more solid progress with the subs and everything, because it's my own fault. You know, hold my hands up. It's been, you know, it's been a slow few weeks. That's the trouble when you do like trips away and stuff. Always, it's like it's great, and it's awesome at having trips away. The trouble with having trips away is you're not sort of doing streaming, you're not doing YouTube, you're not doing the things that you would do. You know. Let's get some rocks. The trouble with rocks is there is a lot of them. You have stuff like this as well, like a concrete rock pile. But I actually think that the concrete rock piles can actually look quite cool, like in situ, especially for sort of off ramps and stuff. They can look quite cool as sort of like, so you can turn these around here, like that, and they actually look. See what I mean? Like, it actually looks quite cool as sort of like, you know, gravel near an off ramp. Actually, I quite like that, especially for this kind of more mountainous sort of area. See what I mean? And you can have some of these over here as well, and you can actually sort of have them kind of like bleed onto the roadway, which I quite like. I like the kind of slightly disturbing almost, and it looks quite good on this color filter, like right next to some of this as well. Yeah, look like that. I like this very much. The only thing I wish about that was that there was one which was like a little bit more sporadic, because they're all very concentrated. This is like the best one really for it, but like I say, I wish there was one which bit. The only trouble with a couple of these is like, see that one, it's kind of floating a little bit, which I don't like so much. The other ones seem a little bit more grounded, so you have to be a little bit careful about sort of how they're placed so they don't look too floaty. And this is like decal rock, which I don't like. Then you've got these surface rocks are amazing, but this is the small one. This is the small one. It's just like blah 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 blah. Apologies, what you're doing different to the Aurora map. Lots of things look different, not least your bank balance, although the render looks more detailed. No, I think the bank balance is. I'm not entirely sure actually why my bank balance is so high. It could be because sometimes when you do another map, I think it can carry over or something. I'm not actually sure. I can't remember. I don't really care. I'm happy to have like 700k right from the start. So this isn't the kind of build where that's the biggest issue. You know, this build anyway. I'm trying to look for some smaller scattered rocks. This build, we're basically going to be doing it where we're focusing a little bit more on the sort of decal. We're focusing a little bit more on the sort of the look and the feel of the thing, rather than just, you know, this is This is the, you know, it's not so much of a vanilla playthrough is what I'm trying to say. It's even the kind of like 8-meter boulders are quite imposing. But they look quite cool, sort of thrown down just along the roadway here. Just have a few of these dotted around. And then we need to have something right here, and this might be a good place to actually have like one of these giant rocks. But I kind of feel like I want it to be almost like a vertical one or something. That works quite well. Yeah, there we are. That looks quite awesome. I quite like that. And then we can get some more trees and stuff around this. Wait, 700k wasn't on purpose. I don't recall, actually. It was just whatever the default was. Like I say, it wasn't something I was especially paying attention to, actually, because, like I say, it was not something that is really important to me on this build. It's the money. Let's be real. On pretty much all of the builds we've done ever, the money has never really been a big factor. It's never been like a devastating factor. It's never been like, oh my god, like, ugh, we're just running out of money and I don't know what to do. Like, we've never really ever had that problem. To be honest, the money and the sort of management of your money in this game, it's really kind of like, it's not a big deal. The biggest deal is usually, can you get enough people coming to your area? Can you manage things in times of crisis, etc., etc.? Like the whole thing in terms of like, oh, how much money do you have? That's not a big problem. So I don't feel especially concerned about it. And neither should you. It is not a worry. It's not it's not something I'm worried about, so don't you worry yourself either. It's all good times. Basically, this build it's more kind of like I say, more sort of about the look and feel, and it's more about sort of designing a style of community and map that I want to. So, and hopefully some of your guys' suggestions, we can have some good ideas as well. Okay, I'm just going to put a few other trees dotted around here. Okay, so I think that's coming together. We can sort of build on this as we go along. Design some more. Again, we should probably put something here in the middle, but I'm not sure what, so we'll leave that space for now. Right, and there we go. So I think this is a good point to finish up on this one for this first episode. I think, you know, we've managed to kind of bring together like a kind of really awesome hub, a really interesting transport hub where we're going to be able to bring the guys in. This is a good start. I think that also we can continue on and sort of, you know, develop this further. I'm OCDing a little bit that my off-ramp is kind of through the side, but, you know, it's like not bang in the middle. It's kind of triggering me a little bit that that's there. Not quite sure if I can handle that. When you start with unlock all, you do get more cash, so you can build hospitals, etc. That's oh, okay. So that explains it. But yeah, so it's triggering me a bit that that road is not in the middle. Put the ramp in the middle, please. But then within the context of these other roads, that won't make sense. You see. I think it'll make more sense when the junction develops further. I think what's triggering me more is that this is not, like, because I put that there, this is not quite a perfect circle anymore. So this needs to kind of come in a bit, like that. That's better. And breathe. So much OCD. I'm just hands off. Okay, so yeah, it's triggering me a little bit, but I'm just going to have to try and go along with it, because if we start down the road of every bit is straight and symmetrical, where will it all end? Where will it all end? The top roundabout doesn't look like a perfect circle. I know, that's what we just fixed. What is a perfect circle? Where are there perfect circles in real life? No, literally, if you're expecting to come on this playthrough and have perfect circles, you may as well just leave right now, because it's not going to happen. Okay, but I'm quite happy with that. I think the junction is working really nice. I think it looks good, and once we've got some traffic actually moving through there, it's going to work even better. Okay, I'll catch you guys in episode 2. Thanks for watching on this one. I'll see you next time.